beautiful. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, we're getting into the new year. New year, new me, right? So, my voice, it sounds like this. I'm aware. I have no clue why it still sounds like this, but I got sick and it'll do it. That'll do it. I'm still adjusting to my new hair, so if you see me like still touching it or whatever, I just did it today, this morning, right now, so we're getting used to it, okay? Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Sierra and this is my bookshelf. Today I am going through my planner lineup. I have quite a few planners and I didn't want to do it like top down. I haven't done a sit down video in such a long time, so I kind of wanted to just take this time and reconnect with my girls, my babes, and explain what I'm going to be doing with all of these notebooks. So, oh my god, I still kind of feel awful, so just bear with me. I had a sinus infection and it just like took over my voice box, so it just is what it is. Okay, so first, listen. If you know me, you know that I love heart breathings. I have the HB90 planner in this A5 planning binder, and my goal with this planner specifically is to have it be like a daily task list, or at least like a daily reminder of what I'm supposed to be doing throughout the day. So if you don't know, HB90 is a planning method that was created by Sarah Cannon, and it is supposed to be like, for me, it's similar to like the 12-week year kind of thing. So you're taking your goals, breaking them down into action steps throughout the next 90 days. And the whole point of the binder is it's supposed to help keep you on track for those goals. So I have been using this since September and I have really been enjoying the accountability, and I haven't as of yet completed my goals. As for using it for the first time last quarter, so quarter 4 of 2025, I think it was very helpful to see and focus on the 3 main goals that I was like concentrating on. So my first was my author career, my second was social media, and the third was like my personal wellness journey. I'm going to keep these three goals still, but I think I'm going to focus more on actual physical, you know, what's the word? The word I'm thinking of is definitely not consequences, but you know what I mean. Like, what is the word? Anyway, the action steps are going to be more physical and things that I can pretty much achieve throughout the next, 13 weeks? The first quarter of the year. So that is what this planner is for. I only put January in here because I'm also going to film my vlog where I set it up, but I am going to be taking it month by month because when I had it all as one quarter, I feel like it was really overwhelming for me. And so, especially with the Kanban board, I think that having a month at a time would be more achievable, and I can bite off a little bit less, because if you know me, you know I like to overconsume myself in something I'm passionate about. So if I'm excited about something, I'm gonna go in 100%. And what I'm trying to do this next year is to not overcommit myself, but commit myself enough. So that kind of leads us into planner number 2, which I think this is actually, yeah, so this is going to be, I have used this before as a reading journal. This is going to be my like personal wellness dashboard. This is an Archer square notebook. I cannot remember if it was, I think this was the collaboration with Plant-Based Bride, but I've had this for literally years. And so I'm going to use this more so for like personal wellness, financial tracking, and kind of a little bit of journaling. So I obviously had it Twilight themed. I know. And my word of the year is commit. But like I said, I don't want to overcommit myself. So I am also taking in stride like this dopamine menu and trying to make sure that I am not biting off more than I can chew, because I like to do that. So in this planner, I am more so, doing my weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly resets. I'm going to be tracking my finances more heavily this year. I haven't finished it, but I'm like tracking my menstrual cycle because there's been stuff going on. I'm tracking my mental health and my medications, my exercise, my body tracker, habits like language learning, water consumption. I don't drink water. And like business management and my writing goals. So that is what this is for. I hope I can keep up with it monthly. That is my goal. So each month when I do the planner challenge, which I'm going to try and do the planner challenge, I'm hoping that I can populate this notebook specifically and continue to update, how I'm feeling mentally, how I'm feeling about my finances, where my mental health is going, like stuff like that. So that is this binder, or this planner. The next planner, she's chunky, okay? This is my reading journal. This is also an Archer and Olive. I cannot remember the name of the collection, but again, I've had it for literally years. And this is gonna be my reading journal for 2026. So actually the theme of this, and I haven't actually put it up yet, it's gonna be the same vibes as my book, because I want to read my own book next year. I want to publish my book and I want it to be featured in my reading journal. So this is kind of a sneak peek of the vibes of the book. It's like purple and black and just, yeah. So this is going to be a place where I am going to be tracking my reading, any arcs that I have, which I really need to be better about tracking my arcs, because sometimes I don't remember to read them. I have a book series tracker, which I think I'm just gonna start it. I can't decide if I want to start it with books that I am already in the middle of a series with, or if I just want to start it with books that are going to be started next year, like series I'm going to start next year. But that's neither here nor there. And then I have a new challenge that I'm going to be setting for myself. If you'd like to join, definitely let me know. I'm calling it the Heritage Reading Challenge, and it's 6 challenges, 6 different months, with reading different heritages, backgrounds, cultures, etc. And I'm so sorry my voice sounds like this. But the first month we have is Blackout Bingo. So for Black History Month, I want to read at least 5 books by Black authors. And I've done this before, but I think it was more of like an annual challenge rather than 1 month. So I'm going to be populating these with different like themes and books that I want to read by Black authors, and challenging myself to read at least 5 of them, hit a bingo on this challenge in February. Then we have Arab American Heritage, where I want to read 5 books by Arab American writers. I think I have at least 5, but I have more on the back here, so that is my goal. I want to read stuff that is pertaining more to like post 9/11 literature. I know there was a big cultural movement for Arab Americans around that time, and I was actually introduced to Arab American literature from a course that I took in college, and I was really, really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So I kind of want to take on this challenge, read a few Arab American classics, and get going with this challenge. I'm struggling to make it through. I'm so sorry. The next one is the AAPI Heritage. So I chose different little themes, and next to them I'm going to list like the country that writer is from or their heritage. So I have a short story collection, a novel, poetry, romance, horror, and thriller. And I'm really hoping I can make it through this one, because I don't read short story collections or poetry, but I'm thinking that since this is a challenge, that's the whole point. So yeah, and then fall back on my 3 most read genres. And then of course for June we have Pride Month. I want to do a rainbow, so read red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink, purple, black, and brown, whether it's like the cover of the book or just the vibes of the book. So 9 Pride books. And I think they're all either going to be by a queer author or with queer peoples as the main characters. Hispanic Heritage Month, I kind of wanted to do something different. So I have it starting in the 1950s, and I want to read all the way up to the 2020s of different Hispanic authors. I also have something similar for Native American Heritage Month, which is November, where it starts in the 1900s and ends in the 2020s. So again, reading different Native American authors, and I just need to like finish populating these planners because they're not complete, but I did not want to put this off any longer. So those are my heritage challenges. I might go into it a little bit more next year when I start them, but I'm thinking that it would be a good way to keep myself reading diversely. So if you want to see a video about that, let me know. And then of course I have the alphabet challenge, which I did. Where is my letter F? Okay, moving on. We're gonna ignore that. I didn't finish this challenge last year, but I think I'm not gonna make it like such a big deal this year. I think I just want to keep it like, if I read a book that happens to start with any of these, that's great. And I think for the more challenging letters like Z and X, I think I'm gonna have it include like author names as well. So we will see about that. And then I have a Gothics challenge where I want to read 4 Gothic classics, that is, and just kind of like get into my spooky era. And then I have 12 classics in 12 months. So at least 4 of those, I want them to be Gothic classics. Then nonfiction November, which will also coincide with Native American Heritage Month, but we're just not gonna worry too much about that. I want to read at least 4 nonfiction books in November next year, whether it be like a shorter book, financial literacy, anything like that. And then this is the Goodreads challenge, which I might change to like the Storygraph challenge because I'm not too happy with Goodreads right now. But my goal, if you can see, 80 books. It's not focusing. I think it's because of my face. But my goal is 80 books, and I think that that is attainable because this year I think I read like 85. But that's even after I was like taking it a little slower. So yeah. And then I want to mark all the TV shows, all of the podcasts and movies, new movies that I want to watch. So this is just like the general media, and I might also create a page with albums, but I don't really feel like that's super important for me to track. But yeah, so then after that it will be just like the monthly dashboards, and yeah, that's all for my reading journal. I kind of did the same thing last year. It was supposed to be a Harry Potter theme. I did like a Victorian Ravenclaw theme, but I just like fell into a deep dark depression and like didn't finish anything. So none of this got done. I know, what fun times. But yeah, so that's my reading journal, and again, I'm hoping to populate more of it throughout the next year. Moving on. I know, my voice is insufferable. I'm so sorry. We're almost done. So then I have 2 notebooks here. I don't know which one I'm going to use, but I just want to start journaling again, and not necessarily just like, I want to start talking to myself more. I want to start writing letters for myself again. I want to start reconnecting with myself. So I have these 2 notebooks. They're just general lined notebook paper, and I'm gonna just start journaling whenever I feel like it and kind of get back into the groove of that. Hopefully I can get back into that habit, and that'll also help spark my creativity, because that's where a lot of my creativity came from when I was younger. Okay. We've only got a few more left. This is a new notebook. Listen, I know I already have so many notebooks. I have a whole bin right there of all the notebooks that I have. But yeah, this notebook, I wanted to do something similar to Sarah Cannon, where she does like, it's like a personal wellness type journey thing, and she calls it like her project, I don't know, like 49 or something like that, of the next year, the next upcoming year. I want to do something similar, except I'm turning 25, and I just want to be able to live my life as a 25-year-old businesswoman. And so this notebook is going to help me figure out what I'm doing at 25, so that by the time I turn 26, I know what I want and I'm going to continue with it. So it's just a little bullet journal from Walmart, but I want to start being more intentional and less falling into things. I feel like in my 20s, like my early 20s, it felt like everything was very temporary, and I want to start making plans for stability. So that's what this notebook is going to be for, and we'll just see how that happens. We'll see how it works. This is going to be my personal everyday she's walking around with me journal. I got this earlier this year, and technically it is just for 2026, but it also has from June or July 2025 to December. So I kind of started using these pages to start setting up for 2026 and helping me lock in for the year to come. But what I've been using it for actually has been for like course notes and stuff like that, stuff of that nature. But what I want to use it for in my daily life is things that have happened in the day, things that are upcoming, what I've been working on, kind of just like record keeping rather than like making plans and taking notes, checking boxes. I want this to be more of like a, this is what I did today, I accomplished this, I'm so excited about that, because this is the format of it. So I'm gonna try and find the empty page. So this is the format of it. This is like the middle of November. Hope you can see that. But it has like this plain box where I can just like do whatever, and then it has all of this, and I kind of want to use it as like a mental health tracker slash whatever journal, and fill it up with just happenings of the year. And last but not least, I have got my Erin Condren notebook. This is going to be my author notebook. This is going to have my whole publishing strategy, my business. I even have my author name right there. It's CC Genesis if you couldn't see it. And this is just going to be used to plan out my books, my plots, help me figure out my timeline for business decisions, all that good stuff. And this is the hexagon dashboard, so it has this regular like thing, and then this is the monthly dashboard where I'm gonna be putting like my priorities, any notes I want to take, that good stuff. And then this is gonna be like my content planning, so again, more so for like my author Instagram, and parts of this channel as well. I'm just gonna be more intentional with what I'm doing on social media, and I might also start doing blogs. I was thinking of the word vlog. Anyway, blogs, and this is where that content tracker comes in. And then this is the dashboard, so it has the whole week on this side, and this is more so for like task lists, things that I'm gonna do for the week, blah 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 blah. And then this is the dashboard, and this is the reason why I got this. So it has, hopefully this is, yeah, so it has the priorities right here. We've got our habits, and I would be doing something like Instagram stories, drink water, writing, what have you. And then for like the to-do list, this is like my weekly to-do list. So like my writing sprints, or uploaded a video or whatever, and then the notes that are down here. And so it just looks like that for every week. And I'm hoping that this will help me be more intentional with my author career and my author marketing. So yeah, and then I also had this custom made to where I got a bunch of extra note pages. So I also got the productivity pages where it's like line paper on one side and dot grid paper on the other, so that I can do my more, what's it called? again, my marketing and publishing stuff in the productivity pages. And I believe it's supposed to be 40 pages. So yeah, and then all the stickers in the world. These are so pretty. I also got a sticker book, but yeah. So that is my current planner lineup. And again, I'm so sorry about my voice. I really chugged a bunch of water and was trying to do this in the best way possible. But thank you so much for your grace, and I will see you in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you made it this far, leave a bubble emoji in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!